Everybody, it's Capcorgi here. We gotta talk about Monster Hunter Wilds. It's gotten pretty crazy, actually. Apparently, it has hit overwhelmingly negative on Steam. I wanted to talk about why I think this is the case, what's been going on, and can this be fixed? Ooh, let's find out. So, basically, Monster Hunter Wilds hit overwhelmingly negative on Steam, and according to Jez Corden, who is someone who writes for, I think he's a games journalist, actually. I just remember his name from something. Let me see. What is he from? Yep, okay. Yeah, he's executive editor for Windows Central, so he is a games journalist. He says it's because it's a downgrade from Monster Hunter World, and World has more concurrent players. Now, looking at the article, he's not wrong on a couple of different aspects. First of all, we'll look at the Steam page ourselves because I want to look at exactly what the streets are saying. But he is absolutely right on the fact that it's overwhelmingly negative, and he is absolutely right that the Steam charts paint a disastrous picture. But that could be for a few different reasons. So we'll talk about this in great detail. Don't worry. So I wanted to go directly to Monster Hunter Wilds and talk about why that it is now considered 18% positive user rating. 18. This is in the past 30 days. And it is actually ridiculous. This is like one of the worst fall-offs in ages, man. Like, I remember when this game was considered mostly positive. I think it was like mixed to mostly positive. All the way back in March, and everyone was having fun with it, but times have changed. And we're gonna talk about why. First of all, I think a big reason why is the game is buggy, and this is just absolutely facts. There's no way around it. The game has been running very poorly all the way back when. In fact, when I did my review, I'll link my review in the description below. One of the biggest downsides for Monster Hunter Wilds was that the absolute state of the graphics, the state of the optimization, or in this case, lack of optimization, was pretty horrendous. And I made videos talking about why, and I actually got a considerable amount of hate from those videos as well. But guys, I was right. I said it from the very beginning. Capcom loves to launch games when they're unfinished, especially in terms of optimization, because they're trying to hit the fiscal year end. Anytime you see a Capcom game coming out in early to late February or early March, you can be rest assured that they're rushing it out the door before it hits their fiscal year end, which is March 31st. They're trying to get all of those sales in. They're trying to get all that profit in so their financials can look all glorious. They did this exact thing with Dragon's Dogma 2, and they did the exact thing this time with Monster Hunter Wilds. It's a big gamble, but it's paid off both times because, the gameplay for both games, even if the absolute state of the optimization and the buggy atmosphere and everything like that, the graphics is absolutely dog. Even if that's the case, the gameplay is good enough that people a lot of times just let it, slip past the cracks. They'll buy the game, they'll play the game, they'll enjoy the game until they can no longer enjoy the game. And that is what caused such a big drop-off with Dragon's Dogma 2 in terms of their user score as well. The exact same phenomenon happened. And the exact same phenomenon is happening here. Now, here's the rub. We have had about 3.5 to 4 months of updates for Monster Hunter Wilds. And in that time, we have not had positive changes to Monster Hunter Wilds in terms of the optimization. In fact, the most recent release that launched, a couple of weeks ago? It actually created new bugs where it's like this entire shader crash bug. So if you look through the comments in Steam, it's a massive shader crash that people are getting hit by. They have to like reload their NVIDIA drivers. They have to restart again, deleting server caches. There's like this entire process that is even linked on Monster Hunter official Twitter page. Let me see if I can find it. Wait, did they not put it on their official page? Christ. Okay, this is bad news bears for Monster Hunter. I think this is one reason people are so frustrated. So they did not even put it onto the main page. This is actually ridiculous. Brutal, man. Absolutely brutal. So this shader cache issue has been in the game for about 3 or 4 or so weeks since the big like update here, and it's been absolutely horrific for the state of the game. People have been like complaining about it all over social media, and also one thing that we did get, which so they didn't fix the game. But one thing that we did get is a dire warning from Monster Hunter themselves saying that if you mod the game, then you will get banned. So it's like, dude, what do you want from us? You're not allowed to... Oh, here it is. Status updates. This is the one. This is the one. Status updates. I'm pretty sure this is the one where they talk about the... here it is. So we have to go through all of these steps. All of these steps to delete shader cache files, which is a problem that Monster Hunter itself caused. And this is May 31st, 2025. So here, information is coming out a little bit later in the video. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, this has not been updated. This is still an issue. If you go through any of the comments, people are just absolutely ripping it to shreds. And I gotta love that meme. But it's just going on and on and on. They still have Denuvo. They still have Denuvo, even though no one's going to try to pirate this game, not at this point especially. They still have Denuvo on freaking what's it called? Dragon's Dogshit 2, which has still been affecting that game since the very beginning. And now if you try to mod the game for skins or whatever, or maybe even like performance enhancements to make the game fucking playable, you run the risk of getting banned. And this is like the only PC game that does this, man. And it's kind of crazy because like if you're using like a one-shot weapon or something like that, then yeah, obviously you're messing the experience up online for other people. Then you should be banned. But like there's no like, do you really trust Capcom to be able to differentiate? They're not even talking about differentiating. There's no talk about differentiating at all in any of this. So I think there's like a myriad of reasons why people are pissed. And then the other reason that people have been talking about is that they've actually, people are catching on. That part of the fun of Monster Hunter was that you had to do the hunting. You had to do the legwork to find the monster, to, search it out, to look at the weaknesses and strengths, find the tracks. This was something in Monster Hunter World. This was a little bit in Monster Hunter Rise, though they were starting to optimize it out there. So on and so forth. And people are complaining all over the place about it's too streamlined, it's too expensive, it's too easy. And as a result, people that are used to the grueling difficulty of Monster Hunter are the ones that will comment on the state of the game and vote it down. This is just how things work. This is like if you play Tarkov, and all of a sudden in Tarkov, you don't have to worry about any food or water. And in Tarkov, you can have one medicine that will heal all of yourself. Not heavy bandage, light bandage, this bandage, that bandage, and all these. It's like a myriad of details that you need. But if they streamlined all that out, it'd be a completely different game. And this is the problem that Monster Hunter Wilds is running into. Now, this is not something that I personally am against, because I know that Capcom was trying to reach to a much broader audience with this game. And financially, it worked. Monster Hunter Wilds financially is a gigantic success. But it's this is a problem that is layered on top of the other problems. If the optimization of the game was fine, if the game ran fine, if the game, had enough monsters. This is a big problem as well. There's just not enough monsters. So that is a gigantic thing as well that we'll touch upon later. But if you run into these other major design flaws, then the thing that is like kind of just a change in direction, not really a super negative, but it's like, you know, something that they're doing that's different in Wilds as opposed to World or, you know, For You or, you know, all of the other Monster Hunters, in terms of the streamlining of the process of hunting the monster, killing the monster, slaying it, you know, farming it, blah, 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 people will get extra upset. Straw that broke the camel's back is kind of the term that works out really, really well here. But this is the worst part here. 250 hours of gameplay, the game will no longer boot up. This is actually a problem for me as well. I've not really talked about it too much. You know, for me, there are just so many good games that out right now that if I am running into an issue with the game, in this case, Wilds barely runs on my computer and I have a 4070, then I'm just not going to play the game. And I'm going to wait for an update and play every single other good game I can, because if I look at my library right now, I have like 204 games downloaded right now. So I'm not really hurting in terms of like game choice here. And this is also a big problem that a game like Monster Hunter Wilds is running into now that they didn't really run into when World came out. Because for a lot of my friends, I didn't play World until like Iceborne came out. So I started really late. But a lot of my friends played Monster Hunter World at launch. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're a big Monster Hunter guy and you played the previous Monster Hunters, you played World at launch, and so on and so forth, please let me know if I'm correct on this. But my friends told me when they played Monster Hunter World at launch, it was kind of buggy and broken and a little bit of a mess too. But that improved over time. We were in a very different gaming climate when Monster Hunter World came out, like, 10 years ago? And so, then to now, people just have a lower threshold for any of this shit now. If you come out with that kind of, like, performance, you end up with a 19% user rating. That is how 18% user rating, geez, even worse. And that is how things are done now. And I think people are just more vocal about these problems as well. By the way, I think this is a good thing. I think Capcom has been given too much slack in terms of getting away with all this optimization bullshit. Getting away with releasing a broken port. Getting away with, like, not finishing the game with so many features that they add into Title Update 1 and Title Update 2, which is exactly what happened. Title Update 1 added, like, things that should have been in the game at the very beginning of the game. Way before. Things that were at World at launch. And this is not me saying this. This is just undisputed fact. Ask anyone who played World. Ask anyone who played Rise. Ask anyone who played now Wilds. There were just chunks of the game missing in terms of the social aspect, in terms of the gathering hub, in terms of, like, all of those things, in terms of monster choice. There's, like, literally, like, 10 less monsters. There's maybe even less than that than was at this time in World. And what they're going to try to do, Capcom, is, and mark my words, I know Capcom. I've been playing Capcom games since, you know, early Mega Man 1, all the way back on the NES. So I've been playing Capcom games since the OG days. I love Capcom. Like, I'm saying this as someone who loves and respects and plays Capcom games. But they've really screwed the pooch on this entire situation. What Capcom is going to do is what they've always done. They're going to wait for a DLC that you have to pay for in order to fix most of the problems in the game. That is my big worry. And this is something that Capcom does quite often. The other possibility is that Capcom doesn't really bother, you know, fixing the game at all. Which is basically what they've done with Dragon's Dogma 2. On the PC port, at least. And it's just absolute dog shit still. If I download Dragon's Dogma 2 now, and it's 2 years after the game came out, I probably still can't play the game. Like, I can play the game, but it's probably going to be like 30 FPS on a 4070, which amounts to you can't play the game. I can play modern day games, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, ultra graphics, at literally freaking like 70 FPS, ultra graphics. I can play Expedition 33 at like 60 FPS, ultra graphics. There's no excuse. These are much smaller teams. These are much, you know, more expansive games in many ways. because they're open world RPGs. They have like areas have no loading time for certain parts of it, and so on and so forth. Like there's certain things that the only thing that this game has over it in terms of I guess issues is it's multiplayer. So there is that issue, but even if you're playing single player, you run into the same fucking issues. You're running the same issues in the demo. You're running into the same issues with the alpha test. You're running the same issues everywhere. And people did not hold Capcom to account back then. And that was a huge problem. I made the video about it, and a couple other people made the video about it. What was it called? The big like tech YouTube website. I watched their video as well. Digital Foundry. They made the big expose about the graphics and like the optimization and stuff, and then people started to catch on. But by then, I think it was just too late. And even then, like Digital Foundry got a lot of hate for that, which was really, really fucking stupid. Was it Digital Foundry or SkillUp? It was one of the two. I don't remember exactly who, but it was one of them. But regardless, this is the problem. This is the problem. And like the real dichotomy is the game is good overall in terms of the moment-to-moment gameplay. People are still happy with that. But all of these other issues, especially not being able to play the fucking game because it's broken and it's literally no optimization and very little content that has been updated in the game. Just a few monsters here and there. You get, the tempered version of such and such monster, and they count that as basically what amounts to a new monster, which is not. And then they're good with it. It's just not enough, not fast enough, and it's not working. It's not working for Capcom, and it's not working for PC players. And if it's not working for PC players, it's also not working, by the way, for console players as well. They're having issues as well, though their game at least runs better than ours. But yeah, there's so many regrets to people purchasing the game. There's so many people that are having problems playing the game. And this graph tells a horrific tale. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse in terms of the negative reviews. I don't foresee this changing anytime soon until they fix their shit. And it's kind of sad because like this is someone who's like 60 hours played. This is not like someone who bought the game, couldn't play it after 2 hours, refunded the game, and gave a review bomb. There's none of that. 60 hours, 48 hours, 265 hours, 101 hours, 27 hours, 111 hours. For me, it'd be like 105 hours or so. 35 hours, 344 hours. Negative. It's just absolutely brutal, man. It's absolutely brutal. The skill difference, I actually agree with that, but that's like a design thing. I mean, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, it's really, really just too little, too late, in my opinion, until they're able to do like a proper revamp on all the content, on all of the optimization, and they fix their fucking shader issue. The fact that you have to go through all of these hoops to play the fucking game, and even this doesn't actually work for a lot of people. It's not working for that 260-hour guy who was complaining on the Steam page, for example. The fact that you have to do this is insane. The fact that they released a broken patch, a broken update, because they're not putting enough time in their updates, because they've already made their money, so they don't give a fuck anymore, is absolutely pathetic, and people are catching on. This is the problem. Anyways, I really hope they're able to fix their shit, because like I said, I live and breathe Capcom games. I've played them since the beginning. I love Monster Hunter. I've played Monster Hunter from the beginning, but this is just an untenable situation, and people are done with it, man. People are really genuinely done with it, and I really hope they can fix it. I really hope they can fix it. And by the way, the director's letter, which is the big update in May, did not really talk about any of that. They didn't really talk about anything with optimization. They just talked about some balance stuff. They talked about, the new Kuma stuff and so on and so forth. But yeah, there's literally no actual fixes planned for the game. Sure, they're like, oh yeah, we have some optimizations. This is the update that broke the game. By the way, this is the update that broke the game. So, like, dude, Yuya Tokuda, I respect him. He's done a great job in terms of making Monster Hunter and so on and so forth, but he's done a terrible job, or at least, you know, Capcom in general has, by rushing out the game and rushing out these updates without making sure they fucking work. If the game doesn't work, no one can play the game will get review bombed. And people use the term review bomb incorrectly. It'll get correctly review downvoted. You know, proper feedback. Proper and very vocal feedback. It's very sad to see. Very, very sad to see for a series I love, for a company I love, for a game I love. And I hope it gets better. I hope it definitely gets better. And this is just icing on the cake. It's just like, dude, we can't even use mods to fix the fucking game now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for focusing on what is needed. And I'm being extremely sarcastic, and everyone realizes it. Like, dude, people are installing the game. People are leaving. It's a PvE game, so, like, why do people care too much? Anyways, at Capcom. And by the way, the reason that they care, I'll tell you why they care. Here's a secret. Capcom cares about the mods you put into the game because they don't want you to put skins in the game when they want to sell you skins. And this is going to be something that happens because it's something that happens in every update. There's always skins to buy in the store. And those things get updated really fucking fast. And that is a big, big problem. They're caring more about updating their fucking skins and the things to buy in the shop than they are actually fixing the game. And gamers aren't dumb. We realize it. People see the patterns. That's the problem. What do you guys think? I wanted to, you know, talk about this entire issue. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys agree with this? Do you guys disagree? Do you think I'm being too harsh? Do you think I'm being not harsh enough? Because I tried to be quite even in this video. Because I have to state that I love the game. I've played the game until literally the update that broke the shaders, and I can no longer play the game. And by the way, it's not just NVIDIA users. This is like an entire thing that AMD is getting hit by as well. It's both. It's both. Fix the game. Customers shouldn't need 6 steps to make it fucking work. I agree, man. Capcom has got to do better on this. And this is all the way back in June 2nd. It's still not working. It is still not working. But yeah, I've done every step, by the way. I've done every step. It's not working for me, but it's not working for other people. I haven't changed my review in the game, by the way. Like, so I'm not one of the negative reviews. So maybe I should be. I just haven't made a review yet. But yeah, it's just a very sad situation. I hope they can fix it. I'm trying to give them time. And I'm trying to be even-handed because I know they can produce good stuff. I know they can fix their shit. They just need to give it time. They need to give it money. And they need to give it focus. Or they need to be review bombed to all fucking fuck until they do so. Because it didn't even work when Dragon's Dogma got review bombed. It didn't even work. They just didn't give a shit. So maybe you just got to review bomb them harder. I don't know, man. It's ridiculous. The absolute lackadaisical attitude from some of these AAA game companies for, like, making their game fucking playable. It's like that's too much of a chore for them because they've already made their money. That is the attitude that me and every other gamer hates. Even if we love the company. And this makes me worry for the other games. Like, I just made a great video on Resident Evil 9. Talking about, like, the deep dive on, like, you know, what's going on and first person and third person. Like, you know, they're switching the views and it looks gorgeous and they're going to use, like, this entire new lighting technique. By the way, great video. Definitely check it out if you're interested in Resident Evil. But, like, will the game run well? I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. Now, granted, usually they don't have too many issues running a single-player game with the RE engine. Resident Evil 4 Remake ran well. Resident Evil 2 Remake ran perfectly, you know, at least after a first month. But even that had issues at launch. So, yeah, I don't think they'll have issues with, you know, RE9. But, like, part of me wonders. Because the game for RE9 is announced to be coming out, like, February 28th or whatever. So that is end of February. That's hitting in that window that I talk about, and I talk about in this video. The thing to worry about is, will the game launch in a broken state? Normally, I'd feel pretty comfortable. But their track record recently, Capcom's track record with the Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Wilds, and with Dragon's Dog shit 2, has been actually abysmal. And I don't really see a lot of people talking about it. And that's very sad. But yeah, share this video around with all your friends. You know, see if if your Monster Hunter friends agree with me or not. I'd genuinely love to hear your comments below, and I respond to every single comment, and I cover it no matter how it is. Even if it's a company I love and they do something bad, I will say it how it is. If it's a company I hate and they do something I like, I will say it how it is. I like it when games are good and playable and fun, and I don't like it when they're not. And it's really that simple. I just want more good games, and I want less bad games, and I want less broken shit. That's it. If you like that attitude, my friends, you might really like this channel. We cover it every single day, and I will say it how it is. And we have always have a lot of fun. And we do this live on Twitter. We do this live on Twitch as well at capcorgi on Twitch. So feel free to hop on by. We do full variety. I'm not playing Monster Hunter Wilds anymore because it's broken. But at some point when they fix it, I'll play that as well. I have played a bunch of it in the past, and you know, I'm a sword and shield guy, and with heavy bowgun as well. So I play a variety of play styles. We just have to we have a good time. So hop on in, hang on out. It's a pleasure to have you guys in here. I hope you guys liked the video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you guys think Capcom needs to do to turn this around? I think it's just simple. Give it time, give it money, give it focus. You know, if there's a middle manager that, you know, rushed out the game or whatever, fucking fire him. I want to see some heads roll, and I want to see the game fixed. That's me personally, but let me know your thoughts. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Much love, guys. Take care, and I hope this doesn't bring you down too much, because, you know, it is a very sad issue. But it is a game that you and I want to love, and at least it does that well. Silver lining, I guess. Catch you guys in the next video.